Your cat is following you again. You don't remember exactly when it started. You notice she was always just there, not crying, not asking for anything, just there. In the kitchen when you make coffee, in the hallway when you carry laundry, in the doorway of the bathroom for some reason. At some point you started calling her your shadow. Your friends laughed. They told you that was a dog thing. Cats are supposed to be independent. Cats are supposed to barely know you exist. But yours is sitting outside the bathroom door right now, and she's been there since the moment you closed it. Most people land on one of two explanations for this. Either the cat is anxious, or the cat just really loves you. Both feel true. Neither is what's actually happening. Because for the last decade, researchers have been quietly running a series of experiments on cats. The kind of experiments usually run on human infants. And what they've found is something almost no one in the cat world is saying out loud. By the end of this video, the cat outside your door is going to look completely different to you. Here's what most of us have been told for the last 30 years. Cats are not like dogs. Cats are evolutionary loners. They tolerated humans because we kept the rodents close. They learned to live in our houses, but they never really attached to us. They love us, sure, but transactionally, for warmth, for food, for the safe spot near the radiator. This is the story we've inherited. From cartoons, from internet memes, from the well-meaning friend who said, "You know cats are barely domesticated, right?" From the literal textbook definition of cat behavior for most of the 20th century. There's a problem with the story. In 2019, a research team at Oregon State University ran an experiment that they designed to test something nobody had tested properly before. They wanted to know if cats form genuine attachment bonds with their humans, the same kind of bond a child forms with a parent. Not affection, not preference, attachment. The deep, measurable, behaviorally observable kind. What they found is the reason you should be watching the cat outside your bathroom door differently. The team was led by Kristen Vitale, an animal behavior researcher at Oregon State. The methodology she chose was deliberate. She used the strange situation test, the same protocol developmental psychologists use to measure attachment in human infants. The protocol is simple. A cat is brought into a room they've never been in before. For 2 minutes, their owner is with them. Then the owner leaves for 2 minutes. Then they come back. What you're watching for is what happens during the reunion. A securely attached child and a securely attached dog greets the parent, takes the contact they need, and then goes back to exploring the world. They use the parent as a base of operations. An insecurely attached child either ignores the parent or clings desperately and can't return to exploring. Vitale ran this test on 70 kittens between 3 and 8 months old. And then, because she wasn't sure the results would hold up, she ran it again on 38 adult cats. The numbers came back almost identical. 64.3% of the kittens were classified as securely attached. For the adults, it was 65.8%, roughly 2/3 of cats. The same proportion you find in human infants. The same proportion you find in dogs. For the first time, in a peer-reviewed study, scientists had shown that cats form attachment bonds to their humans at almost exactly the rate that human babies do to their parents. This finding genuinely surprised a lot of people in the field, because just 4 years earlier, a different research team, Alice Potter and Daniel Mills at the University of Lincoln in the UK, had run a very similar experiment and concluded the opposite. They tested 20 cats, and while the cats did vocalize more when their owners left compared to when strangers left, the researchers concluded there wasn't enough evidence to call the bond a true, secure attachment. For a while, that paper was the dominant view in animal cognition. Cats just didn't seem to do this the way dogs did. What changed between 2015 and 2019 wasn't the cats. It was how researchers tested them. Vitale used a slightly different protocol, a larger sample, and most importantly, kittens. Animals still in the developmental window where attachment patterns form. And once she did, the science changed. Picture this for a second. You're on a video call, an important one. Your cat appears in the doorway, looks at you, and decides this is the moment. She walks across the room with purpose. She steps onto your laptop, sits directly on the spacebar, and begins to wash her face. You are no longer in a meeting. You're in a hostage negotiation, and the hostage is your career. Why does she do this? Here's the answer most people give. Because she wants attention, maybe food, maybe she's bored. In 2017, a different team, also led by Vitale, this time at the same Oregon State lab, decided to test that assumption directly. They wanted to know what cats actually prefer when given the choice. So they set up an experiment with 50 cats. Half of them pet cats from homes, half of them shelter cats with no stable owner. Each cat was given 4 choices, one at a time. Food, a toy, an interesting scent, and human interaction, someone the cat knew, talking to them, petting them. Then they paired the cat's most preferred option from each category against the others. Most of the cats, both pet and shelter, chose the human. Not the food, not the toys, the human. When given a direct choice between her favorite treat and time with her person, most cats picked the person. That's not a transactional relationship. That's not a cat tolerating you for warmth. That's a cat choosing you. Okay, but choosing to be near someone isn't the same as needing them. A cat could pick the human in a lab test and still be operating independently the rest of the time. This is where the next layer gets strange. In 2015, a researcher at the University of Milan named Isabella Merola ran a study that, when you really sit with it, is hard to unsee. She brought 36 cats into an unfamiliar room with their owners. In the middle of the room, she placed an object designed specifically to look ambiguous and a little threatening. A 50-centimeter electric fan with green ribbons attached, so the ribbons fluttered constantly. She watched what the cats did. 79% of them, after looking at the fan, turned and looked at their owner. Most of them more than once. And then, and this is the part, they adjusted what they did based on the owner's expression. If the owner looked positive, the cat moved toward the fan. If the owner looked nervous, the cat backed away. This behavior has a name. Animal cognition researchers call it referential looking. It's the same thing a toddler does when they encounter something new and looks at their parent's face before deciding whether to approach it. For a long time, scientists thought only dogs and primates did this. Then, this study found that cats do too. A 2021 follow-up by a team at Nestlé Purina took it further. They gave cats an unsolvable task: a treat container that couldn't be opened. When the human in the room was paying attention, the cats looked at them within about 10 seconds. When the human was deliberately ignoring them, the cats waited an average of 34 seconds before checking in. 3 times longer! Your cat is reading your face. She's checking your attentional state. And she's making decisions based on what she finds there. Next time something strange happens in your house, a sound, a stranger at the door, a noise from the kitchen, watch your cat. Watch where she looks. Most of the time, after she looks at whatever made the sound, she'll look at you. Not for protection, for information. She's asking how nervous she's supposed to be. There's one more layer, and this one is the one that, once you understand it, changes the meaning of every headbutt your cat has ever given you. Cats have specialized scent glands on their cheeks, on their paws, around the base of their tail, and on their forehead. When a cat rubs against you, when she presses her cheek to your hand or bunts her head against your leg, she's not just being affectionate. She's depositing a chemical called a facial pheromone onto your skin. There are 5 known feline facial pheromones. The 2 that matter most for our purposes are called F3 and F4. F3 is what cats deposit on objects. It's a calming, territory-marking signal. It tells other cats, and it tells the cat herself when she returns, that this space is safe and familiar. F4 is different. F4 is what cats deposit on members of their social group, on other cats they trust, on humans they consider family. F4 has a specific function in the cat's nervous system. It signals that this individual is safe to be around, and significantly reduces the likelihood of aggression. When your cat rubs her face on your leg after you come home from work, here's what's actually happening. She's not asking for attention. She's remarking you, refreshing the chemical signature that says, this human is mine, this human is safe, this human belongs to the same group I do. You don't just have a cat. You are part of her group identity. and every bunt is her saying so. Now, there's one more thing worth knowing, because it's the difference between a cat who's bonded with you and a cat who needs help. In 2002, a veterinary behaviorist named Schwartz published a clinical review of 136 cats with diagnosed separation anxiety syndrome. The cats in that study were not just following their humans, they were panicking when their humans left. The picture looked like this. 96 of them were urinating outside the litter box. 48 were defecating in the wrong places. 16 were vocalizing excessively. 12 were destroying things. 8 were over-grooming to the point of bald patches. That's what real separation anxiety in cats looks like. It's a cluster of distress signals. It happens when you leave, not when you're home, and it compounds. It doesn't ease. A cat who follows you from room to room and then settles peacefully when you go to bed isn't anxious. A cat who lies on your feet while you work and looks up sometimes just to see if you're still there, that cat is bonded. A relaxed shadow cat is not a problem. A panicking cat is. The line between them is whether the cat falls apart when you actually leave or just prefers to be near you when you're here. If your cat is your shadow but sleeps fine on her own, what you have isn't a clinical condition. What you have is the rarest thing in this whole conversation. A cat who has chosen you, in the way cats actually choose. So, the cat outside your bathroom door. She's not anxious, she's not desperate, she's not even being needy in the way most people mean that word. She's following you because for the last decade, study after study has shown the same thing. Cats form secure attachment bonds to their humans at almost exactly the rate human infants do. Most cats, when given the choice, would rather spend time with their person than eat. They watch your face for cues about whether the world is safe. They mark you with pheromones that say you belong to their group. Your cat is following you because she's chosen you as her secure base, her information source, her favorite moving piece of the territory she calls home. She's following you because, as far as the science can measure, you are the most interesting, most useful, and most trusted thing in her world. That isn't aloofness. That isn't transactional. That is the most a cat can say.